infatti vedete che l'arena e il padiglione 8 di Jumping Verona si è vestito di rosso perché la prossima gara è intitolata al premio Equipe. Tra qualche istante una delle gare, la gara più importante della programmazione di questo pomeriggio, dedicata, sponsorizzata da Equipe, prenderà il via alle 16:50. 16:50 per iniziare quello che sarà il percorso base, parte così iniziale di questa gara internazionale che vedrà il via 49 concorrenti. 49 concorrenti che parteciperanno al primo round, alla prima parte di questa gara che Uliano Vezzani ha costruito e realizzato per loro. Una prima parte per una gara mista che inizierà tra poco. Nel premio Equipe rivedremo i grandi protagonisti e assolutamente che hanno preso parte alle prime due gare, dove ricordo ancora una volta prime due gare che hanno visto leader indiscusso il cavaliere azzurro Emanuele Gaudiano che ritornerà naturalmente ad affrontare anche questa ultima gara di stasera. Ricordo che la programmazione non finisce qui, è ricca programmazione sportiva del padiglione 8, informando tutti coloro che sono seduti sugli spalti perché Italian Champions Tour vedrà le prove successive in previsione della finale e non solo, perché verranno presentate anche le squadre, insomma ci sarà tanto spettacolo, tanto show che proseguirà questa sera all'interno del padiglione 8. E poi per quanto riguarda la chiusura insieme sarà l'Equestrian Show di Jessica Notaro a concludere questa ricca programmazione di oggi nella seconda giornata. E ricordo tra l'altro l'Equestrian Show da non perdere assolutamente, ma la nostra attenzione torna ad essere rivolta al premio Equipe, dove ricordo, per quanto riguarda coloro che termineranno al meglio il percorso base, gli ostacoli del barrage saranno il numero 15 e il numero 16, inizialmente due ostacoli nuovi che Uliano Vezzani ha predisposto solo per il barrage finale. 8A e 8B, la combinazione rimarrà questa e sarà la combinazione che originariamente è stata la doppia gabbia del primo round. 9, 11A il passaggio di sentiero e poi 12, 13 per la chiusura del barrage, gli ultimi due ostacoli. Questa la successione degli ostacoli che Uliano Vezzani ha predisposto per la parte finale di questa gara. Noi ci ritroviamo qui tra pochissimo.
And we're about to start the pre-Equipe, 49 horses to go in the initial round. We're about to start with the Zengtor, the first in of 49 horses. This is the third and last class of the international schedule of today. The jump-off round will be on obstacles 15, 16, 8, BC, 9, 11, 12, and 13. So, starting in 5 minutes.
In attesa dell'inizio della gara torniamo a ricordare il format del premio equipe gara mista che alle 16:50 inizierà ufficialmente qui nel padiglione 8 di Jumping Verona. Il tempo massimo previsto del primo round è di 79 secondi per quanto riguarda il barrage. Ricordo, partiremo dal numero 15, un ostacolo nuovo solo per il barrage, il 16 successivamente per il barrage sarà il passaggio di sentiero. 8B, 8C, attenzione a questi due elementi della doppia gabbia originale del primo round, il verticale e il largo, che rimarranno per il barrage, 9 successivamente, poi 11A, il largo della combinazione, 12 e 13 per chiudere il jump off finale.
So I remind you the format of this pre-equipe is a jump off class, and the jump off round is on obstacles 15, 16, the combination 8B, 8C, 9, 11A, 12, 13. The time allowed in the initial round is 79, and in the jump off 48.
Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to the FEI Jumping World Cup leg from Verona. The first day of 5-star jumping action is underway, and we have a fantastic selection of riders, as you can see from our starting list, to bring you in this Celeria Equipe competition this afternoon. We have two of the world's very best in attendance. World number 2 Steve Gerdat is on the list. World number 3 Ben Mayer is also here in attendance as well, with icons of the sports such as Lorenzo De Luca there, Olivia Philipparts, Julia Martinengo Marche, Italian icon of the sport as well, to come in this absolutely stacked lineup. It is a really tough course that has been set here once again by Uliano Vezzani, a twisting and turning track which contains 13 obstacles and 16 jumps in there. As Lorenzo De Luca just giving some advice around the course, just giving some pointers as to where to take the turns and what strides to take around this course. A few options here. I'll take you through the course as we go along. We have a triple combination at 8, A, B and C, double combination at 11, and plenty of related lines to contend with as well. Great to see so many spectators out in force in Verona to watch these stars in action. And the arena is just being finalised in preparation for this stellar lineup to begin. Have a time allowed today of 79 seconds. And as ever, we are looking for the clears here. It's a jump-off competition, as I say, presented by Celeria Equipe. And they must get home clear and within that 79-second limit. Had some exciting competitions already today. Had a speed class earlier on, the Banca Passadore competition, which was won by Emanuele Gaudiano, and then a two-phase competition also won by Emanuele Gaudiano earlier on this morning. So great day at the office for him. He goes 5th in today's competition with Chalou's Love PS. Might just be one to keep an eye out on. Can he make it 3 wins in the day? That would be some serious skill if he's able to achieve that. Verona, of course, the 4th leg of this Western European League of the World Cup Series, and each leg will be brought to you live on FEI TV. If you missed any of the action from earlier on today, you can watch that back in the FEI.tv archive, and that will be the case throughout the weekend. This is the feature class of the day today. Tomorrow we have another speed competition followed by a winning round class. And then Sunday, we have a fascinating accumulator competition, and of course the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup of Verona, presented by Cask. That kicks off at 2:30 local time on Sunday, and certainly will not be one you want to miss. Ben Mayer, the winner last year, but who will take the title today? That's the question. Marlon Modulo Zanatelli comes into view with Zai Zento.
Signore e signori, iniziamo quella che è la terza gara internazionale premio equip quest'oggi e vedete che ha fatto il suo ingresso in campo il cavaliere.
Italian crowd and Italian flavour here in Verona. This very popular show really gives a unique feeling here.
Ad aprire la gara per il Brasile è Marlon Zanatelli.
That it really is such a prestigious competition, and as I say, we really do have a selection of the world's very best here. Many Olympians, World Championship medalists, European champions as well. I'll take you through those as we go along as well. Marlon Modulo Zanatelli then. Ranks 47th in the world at the present time. Of course, he's an Olympian from Tokyo with VDL Edgar M. Former World Championship rider as well. Contested the Longines League of Nations final in Barcelona this year. Was with his horse GB Diamantina. Also contested 3 Nations Cup finals and 3 Pan Am Games. Extremely experienced competitor. Zai Zento then is a 10-year-old gelding by Zento out of a mare by Indoctro. It's a horse that came from Jose Maria La Roca of Argentina about 18 months ago, and Marlon really has been working to develop this partnership. They finished in the top 10 16 times together, and the majority of those, in fact 12 of those, have been podium finishers with wins in 5-star competitions in Shanghai and in Rome and in La Coruña. Comes here now to the double combination before making the turn down to the upright at 12. It's then a left-handed curve over to the Longines Oxa at 13, and Marlon Modulo Zanatelli gives us an absolutely perfect start. He is some way inside that time allowed as well, and makes it even more impressive. 69.95 on the clock. This combination have won jump-off classes. They have won speed classes. And for Marlon, as I say, perfect start, and gets the clear. How many will join him? That's the question. He is straight through to the jump off. But Simon Deleste is always an exciting rider to see in action. Hails from France, from the south of France, in fact, and Dexter Fontenis is his ride. He ranks 12th in the world at the moment. They contested the World Cup in Lyon at the previous leg. Had a couple of fences down there, but finished 3rd in the Longines Grand Prix at that very same show. Simon, of course, an Olympian from this summer's Paris Olympic Games, that being his 3rd Olympic appearance. Also competed in Tokyo and London. So had a great results at the World Championships in 2022, 7th individually. And has contested 4 Nations Cup finals and 5 World Cup finals as well. He's a European Championship medalist. Dexter Fontenis was his Europeans ride in 2023 as well. He's 11 years old now. And once again, comes home clear. This course is not causing too many problems for these top riders. And 2 have gone and 2 have jumped clear already. Marlon Modola Zanitelli is joined by Simon Deleste.
And easy qualified for the jump off next to Fultoni with Simon Deleste.
Beh, devo dire che dopo Marlon Zanitelli e Simon Deleste andiamo a seguire un altro grande nome dell'equitazione internazionale, signori, per l'Australia, Edwina Tops Alexander, in sella fellow Castlefield.
Well, continuing with the international flavour in today's lineup, we go now to Edwina Tops Alexander. Edwina, of course, hailing from Australia, with a fellow Castlefield here. What a competitor this lady is. A 5-time Olympian. And fellow Castlefield was her ride for the Paris Olympics this year. Regular feature on the Longines Global Champions Tour. Just dropped 1 pole in the LGCT Grand Prix of Rome with fellow Castlefield, and similarly just 1 down in the jump-off in Valkenswaard to take 4th place. 6th in the Lifestyle Grand Prix of Monaco as well, and 7th in Cannes. She has been seriously consistent with fellow Castlefield, who's not the easiest of rides, but she has worked so hard to ensure that she really has understood this horse and just gets the best out of him. He also finished 2nd in the LGCT Grand Prix of Shanghai earlier this year. And once again, it's clear. 3 have started and 3 have jumped clear. This could be a fascinating competition, as we have now 3 already clear. Those 3 do have a little bit of a wait for the jump off. Time to regroup and plan for that jump off competition.
Nella programmazione della sua stagione sportiva. Sto parlando del 10 anni, Billy Matador.
And here is now for Denmark, Andreas Skau. Billy Matador.
Andreas Skau is your next rider on course with Billy Matador. A strong combination this time for Denmark. Andreas also ranks in the top 200, 184th in fact, in the world. They contested the World Cup of Helsinki. Had a couple down there, but had 2 further good placings, a 4th in the International Grand Trophy of Helsinki for this combination. They were also 5th in the LGCT Grand Prix of Stockholm. And the first pole of the day of the competition is down for Andreas Skau. No jump off for him. Also contested the World Cup legs in London previously as well. Performed well across the world this year in Mexico City as well. So for Andreas Skau then, no jump off, a final score of 12 and into 4th place.
75, 30 and 24.
Ed è così che adesso ritorna in campo la terza gara che affronta quest'oggi dopo 2 vittorie strepitose qui a Verona. Signori, l'appuntato scelto dei carabinieri Emanuele Gaudiano per l'Italia.
Well, the crowd goes wild for the first Italian competitor of the afternoon. It's Emanuele Gaudiano, and what a day this man is having. Winner of both of the 5-star classes earlier today, both the 2-phase and the speed class as well. He needs to jump clear here to be in with a shout, of course, of doing the same again. Chalou's Love PS is his 12-year-old gelding for today's competition. 2-time Olympian from Tokyo and Rio. Of course, Tokyo, his ride was Chalou, that iconic ride of Emanuele's with the quite unique front leg action. Gets a bit of a deep shot, and the crowd are on the edge of their seats. Well, he does come home clear. Emanuele Gaudiano. You could barely hear a pin drop in the arena. No problem for Emanuele. Could it be 3 wins in the day for him? Would be pretty impressive if he can achieve that. Da aspettare assolutamente il termine del percorso base, ma un percorso base che prosegue con il binomio che nel 2022 ha conquistato la medaglia di bronzo del campionato d'Italia assoluto. L'aviere scelto Andrea Calabro per l'Italia in sella. Well, we go on to another Italian competitor now. It is, of course, Andrea Calabro. Andrea, a little further down the world rankings, but has been jumping well earlier on in the day. This horse is called That's Me Zed. His last competition with this horse was a 2-star Grand Prix, so this is something of a step up. Of course, this is a metre 55 class, and sadly just comes a little unstuck in the middle of the triple combination. Working on the 4 here, Andrea. So comes home with some to add for Andrea Calabro. 5 first riders to pick up time penalties here. 4 jumping and 1 time penalty to slot into 5th place. Well, Max Kühner is a super exciting competitor here. He rides EIC Cooley Jump the Queue. Such a treat to see this pair in action. He ranks 6th in the world at the moment and recently was crowned the Longines Global Champions Tour Series champion. Contested his first Olympic Games this summer, that being with Electric Blue P. Electric Blue, of course, is horse for 2 Europeans as well, and the World Championships. But Cooley Jumped the Queue is another of his extremely strong rides. The horse, in fact, with whom he just dropped one pole in the World Cup at Helsinki a couple of weeks ago. Also won the 6-bar at Spruce Meadows as well. Just one down in the LGCT Grand Prix of London, following placing third in the Rolex Grand Prix of Dinard. Many top placings at the 5-star level for this combination. They didn't contest the World Cup clear last year, but it may be on their radar now with another clear. That means 5 riders have already jumped clear in this Selleria Equipe jump-off competition. It's the feature class of the day with 56,800 euros in the prize pot, just under 57,000 euros. And 5 will now already come back to our jump-off. 42 remain. Of course, we'll bring you a short break in the middle of proceedings. Drag break. As we have another starter for this crowd to get behind, Alberto Zorzi with highlight W. Already one into the jump-off. 2-time winner already today, Emanuele Gaudiano. But Alberto Zorzi would love to join them. 2-time European Championship contender. Highlight W is his ride for the 2023 Europeans. He's a 12-year-old now, the stallion. He finished 4th in the 4-star Grand Prix at Warsaw at the Longines EF Nations Cup final. Contested the World Cup here last year, but didn't quite go their way, sadly. Unfortunately, not quite going Alberto's way at the moment. And a little over the time as well. 59.51, 12 jumping, and 1-time penalty for Alberto Zorzi, and into 8th place.
Cavaliere che nelle prime 2 gare, i 2 cavalli che ha presentato sono stati entrambi 2 risultati positivi, perché stiamo parlando della Francia e di Grégory Cottard che nel premio Equipe.
Well, we return to France now, to Grégory Cottard.
So now introducing next is Cocaine Duval. Grégory Cottard, France.
Grégory with Cocaine Duval, who is by My Lord Carthago, ranks 134th in the world's ranking list, the Longines rankings. World Championship and World Cup final rider, as well as Nations Cup finalist as well. Those all coming in 2022. And most recently, combination of being contesting some 2- and 3-star competitions. Well, sadly, just gets a little underneath the fence coming into the double combination. Grégory Cottard and Cocaine Duval. The score is only 4-70. It's 8-2 is the time for Gregory Cottard. He'll be the fastest four-faulter. We'll put him into 6th place.
Quando è arrivato il momento di seguire lui, il campione che vedete in campo si chiama Marcus Henning per la Germania.
Well, an icon of the sport now, it's Marcus Henning competing for Germany.
Well, introducing next for Germany with DBS
There is not much that this man cannot do. He has won multiple top-level Grand Prix. He's a 2-time Olympian, a 5-time World Equestrian Games competitor and World Championships, more World Cup finals than you can possibly mention, as well as multiple European Championships. Marcus Henning's CV. This, though, a newer combination. This is an 11-year-old. They've been together for a little while, but just really building up to the top level. Contested the 5-Star Nations Cup at Hickstead earlier this year. Also placed in the top 10 in Valkenswaard and in a 5-star in Aachen as well. So jumped well in London last year. And he is clear. Plenty of clears in this competition, and Marcus Henning is the latest, this time for Germany. He will be the sixth, rider through to the jump off at this stage. 6 clears now out of 10 starters. That is a pretty high ratio. We'd normally be expecting to see 25 to 35% clear, but this is quite unusual. I think 6 out of 10 clear already.
Here he is for Sweden now. Peder Fredriksson, Al Caponi, the Cardi.
Well, Peder Fredriksson is, of course, a former world #1 and rides Al Capone de Camille. Right now, Peder ranks 21st in the world. He's also an Olympian from Paris with Catch Me Not. Al Capone is a 14-year-old stallion who came from James Davenport via Angeli von Essen. It was Peder's ride for the Longines League of Nations in Akala earlier on this year, and for several 5-star Grand Prix. 7th in the International Grand Trophy at Helsinki as well. 3rd in the Grand Prix presented by Audi at Brussels as well. Ah, what a shame. Just the lightest touch at the penultimate fence. So it's 4 for Peder Fredriksson. That goes into 8th place with the 1 hole down.
E adesso con I colori della Svizzera abbiamo in campo Pius Schwitzer in sella d'Eureka Menjulet.
Now we have for Switzerland, Eureka Menjulet, Pius Schwitzer.
Pius Schwitzer is up next.
Cavaliere svizzero, 12° percorso.
With Eureka Menjulet. 40th in the world. 18th in the World Cup in Lyon. And an early fault for Pia Schwitzer. Sadly coming apart for them through the triple combination as well for Pius and this 10-year-old by Tsunami de Hus. Well, the score will be 12 in the end for Pia Schwitzer and Eureka Menjulet. Goes into 12th place with the 16 in total.
È arrivato il momento di seguire il cavaliere che detiene la posizione numero 2 al mondo. Signori, lui si chiama Steve Gerda per la Svizzera, in sella a Looping Luna.
Well, introducing now Looping Luna and number 2 in the
Well, world number 2 comes in now, the highest ranked rider here this week. It's Steve Gerdat. Steve, of course, Olympic silver medalist from Paris as well, individually.
Conquistando una delle gare più importanti le prime posizioni, e adesso la vediamo nel premio Equipe.
But Steve's ride for today is Looping Luna. She's a 10-year-old mare. And Steve's had several wins with this horse, primarily at the 3-star level very recently in Gula Minore and in Gisteren. He also won the Defender Stakes at Windsor, of course, 5-star competition, and the Prix de Cité naturally in Fontainebleau as well. And to look down their record, it certainly is clear that the partnership has clicked and they are getting ever stronger. It's a horse who was originally competed by Richard Bogle. What a shame. Just gets a little fast and a little flatter coming out of the double.
L'errore nella gara e nella prova di Steve Gerda, un peccato davvero non rivedere il campione svizzero nel barrage. Il suo tempo è 76.
Well, for Steve Gerda then it's just one pole down with Looping Luna. No jump off for him today. Not a position he is used to being in, I am sure. Just that one down. Want to come back for the World Cup on Sunday.
And we go on with Equitron Axel the fifth, representing Austria, Gerfried Puck.
Cavaliere che ha conquistato nell'ultima edizione del campionato d'Europa che si è tenuto a Milano San Siro con la propria squadra la medaglia di bronzo. Qui lo vedete in sella ad Equitron Axel, quinto, 11 anni.
Going now over to Austria and to Gerfried Puck with Equitron Naxel V. Gerfried ranks 69th in the world at the moment. Also an Olympian from Paris with this very horse. Yeah, we're 59th individually, but this is also his ride for the Europeans in 2023. Sadly 2 down at this stage. Well, the score in the end is 12 for Gerfried Cook and Naxel, Equitron Naxel V.
A 11 anni la femmina Dirty Sweat ed è il nome del cavallo per la Francia con Philippe Rosier.
Philippe Rosier goes next for France with Dirty Sweet. She's an 11-year-old mare. And Philippe just outside the top 100 in the world. Again, this time a 3-time Olympian. That is just how incredibly impressive the lineup of riders is that we have here. So many Olympians, so many World Championship contenders. It's almost more unusual in this field for them not to have contested one of those championships. Horses by Kornet Obolensky. Philippe has won classes with this horse in Saint-Tropez a couple of times, as well as seconds that venue as well. Well, it's another clear. Philippe Rosier keeps his foot to the floor as well. It's pretty quick. And he's going to become the 7th clear in this competition. 7 already will come back for our jump off with 34 remaining.
Round for Dirty Sweet and Philippe Rosier is qualified for the jump off.
Ma la gara prosegue perché
Still plenty to come.
tutto c'è per la Germania. Mario Stevens.
The jump off is certainly one that you won't want to miss. Of course, we are midway through, around a third of the way through the first round of action here in this Celeria Equipe competition. That jump off is going to be the main focus as we progress through. Over to Mario Stevens now with Starissa FRH. This pair finished 8th in the World Cup at Helsinki and won the Rikstoto Grand Prix in Oslo. A win in that competition for Mario with Carry 22. Starissa, though, very much his top ride. He contested the World Cup in Oslo as well with this horse. A couple down there, but had a further top 10 placing in the speed class that week. Earlier this year, he contested several World Cup legs in the previous season. Didn't come here to Verona last season, so great to see Mario in action with Starissa. And gets here on his first attempt in a couple of years at this show with a clear. Nothing to add at all for Mario Stevens. And he's your 8th clear round. Very impressive list of riders already qualified. They are Marlon Modolo Zanatelli, Simon Deleste, Edwina Tops-Alexander, Emanuele Gaudiano, Max Kühner, Marcus Enning, Philippe Rosier, and now Mario Stevens. Jordi van Massenhove represents Belgium and comes forward now with Verdiamo Z. This combination dropped only one pole in the Helsinki World Cup. Couple down in Oslo. Last season they contested Stuttgart, Helsinki and Oslo with a 10th place in Oslo. Not going to be in the jump off today with this hold down around midway through. Well, it's one down for Jordi van Massenhove, just that one pole, and 73.29.
Ma andiamo assolutamente avanti con la Spagna perché Eduardo Álvarez Aznar in sella all'11 anni dal numero 1 Dorian Batille.
Your first competitor out for Spain then. There's the vault for our last competitor, just too deep into the fence. So Eduardo Álvarez Aznar then ranks 46th in the world with Dorian Batille. Well, Eduardo, with this gelding by numero uno, testing their biggest classes of the year so far. And again, the triple combination causes some problems. Not really going their way today. However, they've had a couple of wins over in Saint-Tropez earlier this year and plenty of other good results. And with that in mind, it looks like Eduardo is going to opt to retire here and save the horse for another day.
Andiamo avanti con la gara per quanto riguarda il premio Equipe e lo va ad affrontare il cavaliere che proprio poco fa ha raggiunto la terza posizione nel premio Banca Passadore. Qui lo vediamo in sella carica LS Elite, ma per il Belgio torna con noi Jérôme Guéry.
And for Belgium, here it comes. Carica la silla Elite. Jérôme Guéry.
Well, Jérôme Guéry is always extremely competitive. One of the top riders in Belgium. Has been for some time. Ranks 42nd in the world at the moment. Is a three-time Olympian. Of course, took Guillaume de Hus to Paris to the Olympics this year. And, well, Guillaume de Hus is one of his top rides. Carica LS Elite is most certainly a talented mount as well. From the La Silla Studbook. Their latest competition was in Saint-Lô in France, where they had a third and a fourth place finish in the 4-star classes. It's been contesting some GCL competitions this year and a few LGCT Grand Prix in places like Shanghai, Saint-Tropez and Madrid. We are on the 4 here. So comes home there on the 4, the 10th place.
Mantengono il numero dei barrage, sono 8 8 nel totale del premio equip.
And 471 to 1 4 falls.
È arrivato il momento di un altro cavaliere italiano, ma attenzione, uno dei più giovani cavalieri che partecipano quest'oggi a Verona in uno degli appuntamenti internazionali più importanti della stagione equestre. Signori, il carabiniere Giacomo Casadei è in sella Corrabiena van Kleiner Zonzet.
Oh, well, what a shame. It's the first fence down for Giacomo Casadei. But we already have 8 through to the jump off, so we will be whittling them down a little more. Giacomo, a young talent from Italy, ranks 15th in the under-25 world rankings. Comes home with a 2 down, perfectly respectable score with this 10-year-old mare. Sadly not going to be his day for a top placing yet, but it's 15th with the 2 down.
73-67.
Ancora 4 percorsi e poi precisamente a metà del premio equip ci fermeremo qualche istante per un piccolo break, ma il prossimo cavaliere in campo rappresenta la Francia e vanta un palmarès sportivo entusiasmante ed eccellente, perché lui si chiama Kevin Stott.
Well, Kevin Stott is next.
And here we go
with this sensational horse, Beau de l'Aubry. Of course, rides for France. Kevin always up there among the world's best. Ranks 14th in the world at the moment. Fantastic horseman. Two-time Olympian and multiple championship contender. Beau de l'Aubry was his Longines League of Nations final horse. Kevin placed second in the World Cup in Helsinki with Dialu Blue, 10th in Oslo with Visconti du Telman. Now it's the turn of Beau de l'Aubry, this 11-year-old. Contested Leon. What a shame. 2 down through the double there. That's fairly unusual for this horse. Tends to jump clear or just 1 down.
Sono 2 gli errori nel totale, 69-92 impiegati per il cavaliere francese, 8 le penalità.
But the score is 8 for Kevin Stott, and he slots into 15th place.
Introducing next for Turkey is Alessia Arrigo Zazati and Dozon.
We go now to Turkey, to Arrigo Zazadze with Dawson. Dawson is by Diamond de Semi. Alessia on the young rider list. Sadly Falls foul of the triple combination that has been influential. This is one of her few 5-star starts. She contested the 5 stars at Hickstead earlier on this year and really, starting to build the confidence, starting to get the miles on the clock as a rider. So the score is 16 for Alessia Arrigo Zazadze of Turkey.
And the result 16 for 75-9.
E adesso per I colori del Liechtenstein abbiamo in campo Jennifer Hochstadter, monta la femmina di 13 anni Golden Lady, binomio che lo scorso weekend domenica ha affrontato il Grand Prix della Coppa del Mondo di Lione in Francia, qui a Verona insieme, e sono il penultimo percorso prima del piccolo break.
Second last to go before the break, Golden Lady Jennifer Hochstadter for Liechtenstein.
Over then to Liechtenstein and to Jennifer Hochstadter with Golden Lady. Golden Lady is by Cassini Gold. She's 24th in the under 25 world ranking list. We saw her earlier with a former Evelina Tovek ride. Winner 2. And Golden Lady, one that she's had for a while with some really good results. 1 pole down only. That's a good result as well for this young rider. Goes into 9th place.
E adesso per l'Olanda Kevin Jochems monterà Camilla van de Hel, una femmina da Crumble di 10 anni, dopodiché ci fermiamo qualche istante nel Premier Keeper.
So last away for the break is Camilla van de Hel, Kevin Jochems. So far we have 8 qualified.
Back to the Netherlands once again then, to Kevin Jochems. 152nd in the world rankings with Camilla van der Helle. Combination finished 7th in their latest competition in Leeuwarden. Part of the team at the Longines League of Nations final in Barcelona. Part of the winning 3-star Nations Cup team in Prague back in June. And comes home with the clear. Kevin Jochems is through to the next round, through to the jump off as the 9th rider to progress through.
And a great end for this first half. Clear run, qualified for the jump off, Kevin Jochems.
Ebbene signori, così proprio a metà gara termina il tutto con il netto di Kevin Jochems e il 9° barrage. Adesso assolutamente qualche istante, un piccolo break. Rimanete con noi.
Well, here's the current standings then in this competition. Marlon Medeiros Zanatelli is through to the jump-off, as is Simon Deleste, Edwina Tops-Alexander, Emanuele Gaudiano, Max Kühne, Marcus Enning, Philippe Rosier, Mario Stevens, and now Kevin Jochems as well. We have a few still to come on our list. We will be anticipating Ben Mayer in next, but we take a short break now before we bring you the second half of the feature class of the day, this Severia Equipe jump-off competition. We'll be back in just under 10 minutes time. well, next up into the ring following that short break was, of course, Ben Mayer. Ben up to 3rd in the world rankings at the moment, 3rd in that list of the world's best. Rather dramatic entrance for Ben, with this horse who's rated, according to Equi-Ratings data, as one of the best horses in Great Britain at the moment. It is Enjeu de Grisienne. Ben, of course, a 5-time Olympian, in fact. First Olympic Games was Beijing in 2008, where the competitions were held in Hong Kong. I think competed in London, Rio, Tokyo, and of course Paris. And many other championships to his name as well, of course. Enjeu de Grisienne then, with his 10-year-old gelding. They come here on a run of 4 top 5 finishes in a row, 2nd and 2/5 in Spruce Meadows and 4th in London. Enjeu de Grisienne has been fairly lightly competed recently. He placed 2nd in the King George V Gold Cup at Hickstead earlier on this year. Well, Ben working on the 8 here with his 10-year-old Enjeu. Won't be a podium finish for him today, but only the 2 down on 71.81. Well, it's Ben Mayer into 18th place.
And the result for Enjeu de Grisienne, 871.81.
Per la Francia sarà la volta di Lara Tribais, la Memphis Z.
Well, next up for France, we have Lara Tribais with Memphis Z. Twelve-year-old gelding by My Lord Carthago. Big jump at the plank there. Nearly gets jumped out to the side. Has a couple of rattles around this course, but she's getting away with it for now. She's had a couple of good results earlier this year, those primarily coming at slightly lower fence heights. This is one of her first starts at the meter 55 level. And certainly jumping well so far. Big jump at the last as well, and what a performance for this combination, just getting up to this 155 level. It's clear, and she looks over the moon. It's Lara Tribais of France through to the jump off. That gives us 10 through now.
So jump off for Lara Tribais and Memphis Z.
We progress now back to Germany and to Maximilian with this fantastic rider for him, DSP Omerta Incipit. Again, quite a run of competition in Italy for this combination. He won a 3-star Grand Prix in Donaueschingen earlier this year. That was back in September. And they also won the 3-star Grand Prix in San Giovanni in Marignano as their most recent start. This pair were also part of the third place team at the Longines EF Nations Cup final in Warsaw. Fantastic series that's really been going from strength to strength as the seasons have progressed, and really fantastic lineups on those teams, extremely competitive. But Maximilian has got a foot to the floor here. He's really got an eye on the clock. And comes home with the clear. 11 now through to our jump off. Maximilian Weishaupt being the latest.
E adesso per la Svizzera è la volta di Geraldine Straumann in sella al 12enne Longines Silver.
Well, Geraldine Straumann has gained the ride on Long John Silver a little while ago. This fantastic horse who was a ride for Juvriling. They placed 6th in the World Cup at Oslo very recently. Geraldine ranks 83rd in the under-25 list. Under-25 world list. And rode Long John Silver in the Young Rider European Championships, as well as in the LGCT Grand Prix of London. Just one pole down there. But the horses contested 1 World Championships for Team Silver with Juvriling, a World Cup final and a Nations Cup final now on the squad for the Young Rider Europeans with Geraldine this year. And gets the job done here today as well. Clear for Geraldine Straumann and this super talented horse, Long John Silver 3. Geraldine is your 12th clear, 12th rider through to this evening's jump off. Sophie Hinners then is up next with Iron Dames Sinclair, one of the youngest horses in this field at 9 years old. Sophie is 61st in the world rankings. Sinclair is Swedish bred, and again has contested plenty of 5-star Grand Prix this year with a couple of top 10 placings. 4th in Riesenbeck, 8th in London, just to name a couple. 9th in Doha. Also won a 2-round competition in Abu Dhabi at Al Shira as well, and she's looking equally as strong here again. She may well be the 13th clear here. Yes, she is 74.3, well inside the time. And Geraldine Straumann finds no problem at all with Giuliano Vezzani's track to come home clear as the 13th through.
E adesso è la volta dell'11enne Dexter de Kerguelen e alla volta della Francia di Jean Saintran.
And here it comes, Dexter de Kerguelen, Jean Saintran, France.
Well, Dexter de Kerguelen is certainly one of Jean Saintran's top rides. This is an outstanding horse. Absolutely fantastic to see them in action. 11th in the World Cup in Lyon. The World Cup final ride earlier on this year. Oh, what a shame. One down coming through the triple combination. She was quite pacey through there. Horse is 36% clear at a metre 55. But unfortunately, no jump off for Jean today.
Ed è così che chiude al 70-10, sono 4 le penalità da parte di Dexter de Kerguelen.
So the result for 70.10 for Jean Saintran.
Uno dei cavalli principali della scuderia del campione che vedete in campo è proprio Zubsero HV. Stiamo parlando per la Svezia di Rolf-Göran Bengtsson.
Here we have now representing Sweden with Zubsero HV, Rolf-Göran Bengtsson.
Well, Rolf-Göran Bengtsson now for Sweden. Zubsero HV. '87th in the world at the moment. But a 6-time Olympian. Rolf's first Olympic Games was in Atlanta in 1996. And Paris was his latest with this very ride. Again, also his horse for the Longines League of Nations final. He was second in the Grand Prix in Barcelona as well. '16th in the 5-star Grand Prix in Rome. And had some excellent World Cup finishes last season. 12th in Gothenburg, 6th in Leipzig.
Un errore nella prova di Zucchero e nel 72-53 il campione svedese chiude oggi il Premier Keeper.
And so just that one pole for Rolf puts him into 18th place.
Nel dettaglio quello che accadrà nella prova di Jane Richard per la Svizzera in sella Molly Malonzetta.
Molly Malonzetta is the next horse with Jane Richard, Switzerland.
Jane Richard comes next for Switzerland with Molly Malone Z. Jane, always a very stylish rider. Longines ambassador. And has this 12-year-old mare. Was previously with Switzerland's Aurelia Loza. Again, they contested a good few World Cups last season. And they've had a good run of form recently. 8th places in on the LGCT circuit, 7th in the Grand Prix at Monaco. Eclipse That fence, which makes her very deep into the double, but she does get away with it. The luck then runs out coming into the double combination. Well, just the two fences for Jane Richard and Molly Malone.
Premio Banca Passadore, seconda gara internazionale. La Manzone che vedete in campo ha raggiunto la seconda posizione ed è andata davvero veloce, poi superata dal nostro Emanuele Gaudiano. Qui è in campo con Toronto Raptor.
Well, 16 remain to start in our first round. And at this stage, we have 13 clears coming back for the jump off. Toronto Raptor is the next horse on course, competed by Barbara Schnieper. Another 12-year-old, this one by Totilas. Totilas is who, of course, is generally associated with dressage breeding. On the 12 now here for Barbara.
Gli errori, 12 per la gara di Barbara Schnieper, 70 secondi e 77 per lei.
Total will be 12 for Barbara Schnieper and Toronto Raptor then. Into 27th.
E adesso coi colori della Norvegia andiamo a seguire Paul Flam che monta Mega Special DC.
And now representing Norway with Mega Special DC, Paul Flam.
Paul Flam now for Norway is into the ring with Mega Special DC. A 12-year-old stallion by I'm Special de Muse, part owned by Jovriling. Hasn't quite fared how he would like in his previous World Cup appearances, and is now bringing forward Mega Special. Could we see this stallion in the World Cup on Sunday? Could be heading into that competition. Most recently there was second in a 5-star speed class in Lyon. We've had plenty of top 10s this year so far. Again, this double combination is causing plenty of problems. Running down the line. Comes home on a score of 12. Just starting though at the meter 55 level.
12 and 71.41.
Ma per la Svizzera in campo abbiamo Cavallo e Cavaliere che quest'anno nella finale della League of Nations, Longines League of Nations di Barcellona.
Alain Juffert goes next with Switzerland.
A squadre. Lui è Alain Juffert in sella Dante MM.
Alain with Dante MM. Source has had 15 podium finishes in his career. Five of those being wins. One Grand Prix win. Fairly consistent, tends to be clear or one fence down at this height. Got a 4th place in San Giovanni and Marignano and contested the Longines League of Nations final as well earlier on this year. Contested a good number of 5-star Grand Prix this year. Goes a little deeper to the double. That works out better for them. Also contested the Grand Prix in Montefalco for a top placing as well, but could be in line to do something similar here today. Longines is also clear. And becomes the 14th clear round through to the jump off.
E andiamo adesso a seguire l'Irlanda, Irlanda rappresentata da Mark Collins, la l'11enne Django Santermel.
Over to Django Santermel then and Mark Macaulay. Mark at 88th on your world rankings at the moment. Owns the horse himself. It's an 11-year-old. Well, takes the final fence down as well, so Mark Macaulay finishes on a score of 8 here and into 28th place.
È la volta dell'Irlanda, è la volta adesso di Michael Duffy, Irlanda che rimane in campo ma questa volta rappresentata da Michael Duffy, il quale monta Calypso de Beaufort.
And here it comes for Ireland with Calypso de Beaufort, Michael Duffy.
Michael Duffy is up next for Ireland with Calypso de Beaufort. Gets a bit of a wandering line from the cask down to the plank, but seems to get away with that. In the world's top 100. He's been competing in a good few 1- and 2-star classes in the young horse competitions recently, save for taking Calypso de Beaufort to Rabat. He's also finished strongly in some other 5-stars this year, including in Brussels and in Valkenswaard and in Monaco. Gives us another clear. Michael Duffy and Calypso de Beaufort are through to your jump off.
Con l'Irlanda di Michael Duffy il 15° barrage di questa gara per Calypso de Beaufort.
And qualified for the jump off is Calypso de Beaufort and Michael Duffy.
E adesso, signore e signori, è in campo per l'Italia Guido Grimaldi in sella a Gentleman.
Back to Italy now then, and you can hear the crowd really getting behind these competitors. This is Guido Grimaldi. This time with Gentleman. Contested the World Cup in Helsinki, but wasn't quite their day there. Now going for another crack at one of these very competitive shows. Sadly, gets underneath that pink oxer. His previous World Cup legs have been in Leipzig with this horse earlier on this year. Really hasn't jumped this horse too much this year so far. Dropped down to the 2 stars in Rome to place 7th in a 2-star Grand Prix and comes home just with 1 pole down. He looks pleased with that, having come back to the top level. Looks like a good result for him.
E adesso si torna in Francia perché Julien Anquetin installa Faratam.
Introducing next is Faratam.
And Julien Anquetin comes into view now for France with Faratam, 9-year-old mare. 34th is Julien's world ranking at this time. 4th in Lyon, 27th in Helsinki. Helsinki being with this horse. He's pretty speedy around some of these turns with this naturally fast mare. Actually rode in the Horse of the Year show in Great Britain as well, very recently for a win in a jump-off class. Speedy and quick. So for Julien Anquetin, 34th in the world, and his 9-year-old mare Faratam, it is clear and through to the next round. How many into our jump off now, you may ask? Well, that is your 16th clear, 16 through to the jump off.
Representing Canada now with Casino Calvin, Kyle Tim.
While piloting Casino Calvin, this is Kyle Tim, Canadian competitor. Kyle's always a great competitor, 164th in the world, and has been spending time down on the Sunshine Tour in Spain recently. Oh, what a pity. This double combination has caused a good few problems. And sadly, it's an issue there for Casino Calvin. and Kyle Tim as well. So just that one pole down.
Nella chiusura del cavaliere canadese 72,78 per Casino Calvin. Due volte lui ha raggiunto la prima posizione e la vittoria rispettivamente nelle due stagioni e l'ultima proprio quest'anno conquistando il podio più alto del campionato belga. Lui è Gilles Thomas in sella Luna Van Denhof.
Gilles Thomas returns to the arena now, this time for this Selleria Equipe competition with Luna Van Denhof. Gilles has just become one of the most formidable riders in the sport. At 30th in the world rankings. Luna Van Denhof, one of his leading rides. Again went to Rabat for 2 top 5 placings. One down in the Grand Prix in London. The winner with this horse of the LGCT Grand Prix of Shanghai. 4th last season. Ugh, what a pity, another fence down here, but 4th last season in the World Cup in Amsterdam as well. So 2 for Gilles Thomas, a little bit uncharacteristic. So the score is 8 and he's into 28th place.
E adesso invece andiamo a seguire ancora il Belgio, ma questa volta rappresentato da Olivier Philippars in sella H&M Legend of Love.
Olivier Philippars next then for Belgium once again. 2 Belgian riders back to back, and Olivier always up there from this Philippars show jumping dynasty with H&M Legend of Love now. We're able to see Olivier earlier on with a quick tweet.
And here we have H&M Legend of Love with Olivier Philippars.
But H&M Legend of Love with Olivier Philippars. This 18-year-old mare was his horse for 2 World Cup finals in 2018 and 2019 for 5th place in each. Just dropped 1 pole in the 5-star Grand Prix of Paris, 9th in Shanghai. 3rd at the 5-star Grand Prix of Brussels earlier in the year, but an early pole for Olivier. Triple combination. You just can't quite keep the momentum, can't quite keep the height and the scope throughout that combination. Well, the score will be 8 in total for Olivier Philippars and H&M Legend of Love here today.
E adesso in campo per quanto riguarda l'Italia, signore e signori, Giulia Martinengo Marché in sella Delta dell'Isle. Il campione d'Italia in carica, la mazzola azzurra Giulia Martinengo Marché in sella all'11enne Delta dell'Isle da Tibetan.
All right, well, 7 remain in this competition, and Giulia Martinengo Marché is one of the remaining 3 Italian competitors still to come. Delta dell'Isle is up next. fans and spectators are really great at getting behind the Italian competitors here. And Giulia would love a spot in the jump off. Ranks 58th. Jumps to the right a little through the double combination. Latest result was a third place finish in a 3-star Grand Prix at San Giovanni in Marignano. And she is clear. Listen to the crowd. They are over the moon with that. Another Italian through to the jump off. It is Giulia Martinengo Marquez. She is the 17th clear in this competition, with the track set by Giuliano Vezzani.
The horses Floyd Dupré.
Floyd Deprez is the next horse for France, with Antoine Herman. Had some great French competitors already. Simon Deleste was early on into the jump off. Philippe Rosière is through as well, as is Lara Triva and Julien Anquetin. Antoine Herman attempted to join them, but sadly we're on the 4 already. Keeps the pace up then down to the final line, and for Antoine Herman it's just that one pole, 4 and 22nd place.
4 and 72.52 for Floyd Dupré.
Arriviamo ai 3 percorsi conclusivi per poi andare al decisivo barrage di quest'oggi. Il cavaliere che sta per affrontare la gara è il cavaliere che rappresenta i colori azzurri qui a Verona, perché l'applauso di tutti voi è per Lorenzo Di Luca.
Lorenzo Di Luca is so popular in Italy. Great character in the sport, with Violino il Palazzetto.
Cavallo e cavaliere totalmente italiani in campo, perché Violino il Palazzetto, uno dei cavalli che Lorenzo sta montando e sta presentando nelle gare più complesse di tutta la sua programmazione sportiva. È un cavallo.
And this 15-year-old gelding, who's by Verdi, was his mount for third in the 4-star Grand Prix of Saint Lo most recently, as well as wins at Centaur Park and in Brussels, as well as a speed class win here in Verona last year. Lorenzo, of course, a 2-time World Equestrian Games rider, a World Championships contender, as well as a 2-time World Cup finalist from 2017 and 2019, and a multiple Nations Cup finalist as well. Rather interesting ride here. The 15-year-old hasn't necessarily been Lorenzo's top ride. It came from Natale Daghi, another Italian rider and gets the job done here today. It is clear for the Italian. He's through to the jump off. This is going to be quite some competition with now 18 into the jump off.
So Lorenzo De Luca is in for the jump off. 18 horses qualified.
Ma adesso per la Svezia, Petronella Andersson in sella Dopalin, W&S.
Oh, Petronella Andersson now.
For Sweden, Petronella Andersson, Dopalin.
Petronella's ride is Opalin, the W&S. 79th in the world ranked rider with this 10-year-old by Etulon. Couple of riders already through for Sweden. Petronella trying to join them here, and indeed she will. 72 seconds on the clock for Petronella Andersson. She's your next rider through to our jump off. 19 now clear.
And they're qualified for the jump off, Opalin, W&S.
I binomi tutti italiani proseguono qui a Verona per il premio Equipe, perché a chiudere il percorso base di questa gara è Paolo Paini che monta il 9 anni, Casal Dorato.
Well, Paolo Paini is last on our list for today's competition. He rides Casal Dorato, who is by Casalito, 9-year-old gelding. Incredible competition here. 19 have jumped clear. They will all come back for the jump off over the shortened course, which will also be set by Giuliano Vezzani. The last competitor for Italy, of course, as well, was two wins earlier on today for Emanuele Gaudiano. This is the big class of the day, with the almost 57,000 euros in prize money. And now 20 will come back into our jump off. 20 riders jumping clear, going for their share of that prize fund. Such an interesting competition. 20 now coming back, and Paolo Paini with that 9-year-old Casal Dorato is the latest to go through. Well, that concludes round one of this feature class of the day, the Meter 55 jump-off competition presented by Selleria Equipe at this FEI Jumping World Cup of Verona. These are your clear round qualifiers at the moment. We do have 20 coming back, rather incredibly, with a good view for Italy and, of course, a good representation of our international field to come back as well. We'll take a short break now, just as the arena is being prepared for the jump-off, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly with every second of the action.
Costruendo la parte finale e quindi il barrage. Vi ricordo che il numero 15 sarà il primo ostacolo che andranno ad affrontare e sarà un ostacolo nuovo previsto nella fase finale, e poi il 16 a seguire un passaggio di sentiero, anche questo nuovo ostacolo del barrage. Dopodiché attenzione, perché nella doppia gabbia originale del primo giro rimarranno costruiti l'elemento B e l'elemento C, quindi il verticale e il largo. 9 l'ostacolo successivo, 11A, 12 e 13.
Well, here they are then, your list of jump-off contenders. 20 are coming back in this Celeria Equipe competition, a metre 55 class, of course with a jump-off. Course set by Uliano Vetsani has whittled down 50 to 20. And we have a prize fund of €57,000 or thereabouts on our list. Marlon Modolo Zanatelli's had quite a wait, but he will be first into the ring. Well, plenty of action still to bring you. As ever, it is a shortened course here set by Uliano Vetsani, but where are they going? It's a new fence at 14. That was fence 4 in round 1, but has a water tray beneath it. And that now in reverse will be fence 15. 3 in reverse is numbered at 16, and that will be the second fence. They then travel from fence 16 left-handed to 8B and C on the triple combination. You can just see those yellow fences in the middle of the ring there at 8B and C, the oxer being at the C element. Then it's right-handed to fence 9, the upright from round 1, before they then make a longer right-handed turn to 11A. The other double combination, and then 12 and 13 to finish. 13 being the Longines oxer that you see there in the middle of the arena. 12 the preceding fence, the upright right on the side of the ring. So just a few moments then before we welcome in Marlon Modolo Zanatelli as your first rider through to the jump off in this Celeria Equipe competition. Oh, here we go then. We are down to the business end of things in Verona in this Serie Equipe competition with a jump off. We are beginning here with Simon Delestre.
15 horses in the jump off.
We have 20 qualified for the jump off.
15, 16, 8, 16, 9, 11, 8, 12, and 13.
And
we'll just ask to the rider, Simon Delestre, you confirm that okay.
We will keep you up to date on the coming riders as we have that information, but Simon Delestre is in the ring at the moment. Looks like Emanuele Gaudiano waiting in the wings. Well, Simon very quickly over to what is now the double combination, and sadly that pace causes him to have those fences down with Stexter Fontenis. He's already on to 12. This is not going the way that he would have liked. Makes the turn back now to the penultimate fence. That delicate upright, he's taken a foot off the gas, but flies the last. It's 12. It's 38-43 for Simon Delestre. And we may not see that remain in the top spot. Well, Emanuele Gaudiano is up next. He won the two-phase and the speed class earlier on today. Can he make it a third win of the day? That would be an incredible feat if he could manage it. Chalou's Love PS is his ride to take the lead. He just needs to jump clear, but plenty more follow him. We are expecting 15 or 16 out of the 20 qualified to come forward. But sadly, a fence down, the crowd are behind him. Goes on a little bit of an angle, but with a fence down, he very much has eased off the pace. Aiming now for a 4. And the time of 39.67. One pole gives a score of 4 for Emanuele Gaudiano. Takes the lead.
Due cavalieri partiti ed è così che abbiamo preso assolutamente conoscenza del tracciato decisivo che andrà a stilare la classifica finale del premio Equipe questa sera. Fa adesso il suo ingresso in campo e lo aspettiamo per proseguire il barrage, il cavaliere numero 6 al mondo e colui che proseguirà il barrage decisivo costruito da Uliano Vezzani. Dovrebbe arrivare Max Kühner e lo vediamo.
Well, as I say, we will update you on which riders are withdrawing from this competition. We hear now that Modolo Zanatelli and Edwina Tops-Alexander have both withdrawn from the jump-off, saving their horses, perhaps for later in the week. Of course, we have some big classes to come, culminating in the World Cup on Sunday. Max Kühner goes next. EIC Cooley jump the queue. A clear would take the lead. But Max Kühner is always one to go for it, always one to be competitive at least. And again, the pace through the double combination just causes EIC Cooley jump the queue to clip it with his back legs. Knock-on effect then to the upright as well. And Max, on this score of 8, is already into second place, and Emanuele Gaudiano holds on to the lead. Max's time is just over 40 seconds, 40.6, but 2 poles down puts him into the second placed spot. Still no double clear.
Ci sono Marcus Henning per la Germania in sella DPS Revere.
And here it comes, one to watch. DPS Revere. Marcus Henning.
Marcus Henning then now. Never one to be discounted. 66th in the world. Multiple Olympian. DPS Reverie. An 11-year-old. Good. Fast turn. Oh, but what a shame. This is the point that is really catching them out in the jump-off course. It's all about that double, then to the FEI World Cup upright. That's the point that has been most problematic for these riders so far. And it is not every day that you see Marcus Henning having 2 poles down. But today is that day. He stops the clock in 38:20.24 seconds. And so Marcus is considerably faster than Max Kühne and takes the second spot at the moment. Still no double clear.
Philippe was here in the jump off with 33.
Well, Philippe Rosier now with Dirty Sweet. Ah, what a shame. Over the first, and it's down. Already on that higher score, on that 4. Well, it is a score of 4 for Philippe Rosier. And 39.83 won't be as fast as Emanuele Gaudiano, so he breathes once more as he still retains the lead. This is quite something from Emanuele Gaudiano, and quite something to have so many clear in round 1, and yet so few, or none yet, double clear. Very unique competition here. So Mario Stevens goes next for Germany with Starissa FRH. Looking for a double clear. But fundamentally looking to be, if not clear, but 4 and sub 39.5 seconds. That's better through the double. You see he's a little over the pace, but does that half second make him a bit more accurate? Possibly. Starissa is such a great horse for him. 11 years old now and always been super consistent. Mario Stevens then takes the lead. 37.27 is a great time as well. Could take some beating. Could be a couple of places he might be able to have some time shaved off that. But it's clear, and it's 37.27. He is your new leader. No triple win today for Emanuele Gaudiano. He's into second place at the moment. 12 remain on the list in our jump off as Kevin Jochems comes into view with Camilla van der Helle. Very carefully there, Now we have more of a race on. It's we have a clear. That was a really nice turn. Will it be too sharp? No, it won't. Camilla jumps her heart out for Kevin Jochems. And he is quicker, quarter of a second faster. Now the turn, back to this upright. Manages that well. The final fence then for Camilla van der Helle. He's going to get there. Is he going to get there? No, not quite. Oof, half a second only off the pace of Mario Stevens, and so Kevin Jochems and Camilla van der Helle slot into second place. Germany still lead.
E per la Francia adesso la Longines, la Memphis Z.
Let's go back to France now, to Lara Trieber and Memphis Z. Door could be open here for a big result for Lara. Turns quickly, 37.27 is the time to beat. How much is Lara Trieber going to go for this? She's not going to get there on the clock, but 39.86. And a double clear is a huge result for Lara Trieber and Memphis Z. She will go into third place with that performance, just behind Mario Stevens and Kevin Jochems. There's your current standings. 3 double clears. Mario Stevens the fastest so far. All of these riders going for the lion's share of that €57,000 prize money. Maximilian Weishaupt now with DSP Omerta Incipit. They looked so impressive in round 1, and this is super quick. Omerta Incipit is such a careful jumping horse. He's a second and a half up on the time. Oh, what a shame. Swung out to the upright. Kept the pace up, but it's down. Well, the last goes as well for Maximilian Weishaupt. 8 is his score. Out of the running, sadly, into 6th place. 37.28 the time. Would have been 100th of a second slower than Mario Stevens. But crucially, 2 down puts him into 6th place. 9 remain in our jump off. We may have some other withdrawals. We'll update you on that as they come. Sophie Hinners then now with Iron Dames Sinclair. Good through there. Oh, takes a stride out to the FEI World Cup upright, and sadly that does not come off for her. Again, bit deep into the Oxa. So we're on an 8 here as well. Well, 8 is the score for Sophie Hinners and Iron Dames Sinclair. 37.49 on the clock. Not far off the pace. And it's so interesting to see the times go up. There's that long shot to the FEI Jumping World Cup fence. It needs to be treated very carefully. Julien Anquetin goes next, as we hear also that Geraldine Straumann has withdrawn. Julien for France with Farah Tame. This is very fast indeed. Look at that turn. That's the quickest we've seen so far, but again, it's too quick for the double. He's going to go for a fast 4 here. We'll put him into 4th place if he can beat Emanuele Gaudiano's time. And Julien is really going for it here on the clock. This is so fast. T3.73. That is faster than the others by a mile. By an absolute mile. By nearly 4 seconds. But the 1 pole down will put him into 4th place, but that just goes to show that the time can be beaten by some way.
Il risultato da raggiungere di 37,27 di Mario Stevens, naturalmente un risultato da migliorare. Ci proveranno assolutamente insieme il primo graduato dell'aeronautica militare.
Well, the Italian hopes for now rest on this next lady, on Giulia Martinengo Marche. There are 3 left for Italy. She comes forward with Delta Delil, aiming for the top spot. She's under the time of Mario Stevens. She's got to go for it surely here. She's in Verona, home turf, has to go for it. 1 fence left for Giulia Martinengo Marche. Time to beat 37.27. She's done it by a mile. 1.5 seconds inside that time. She is your new leader. Giulia Martinengo Marche for Italy takes the top spot with Delta Delil. Brilliant, brilliant performance. Somebody was going to go in there, surely. And it could not have gone better for Giulia Martinengo Marche. Foot perfect. Absolutely brilliant. She is your new leader as Lorenzo De Luca bids to take over. Violino Il Palazzetto is Lorenzo's ride. Big ask here. Oh, what a shame. Once again, it is that double combination that catches out Lorenzo De Luca. Best he can do now is 5th with 4 double clears. He sits down and drives, though. Look at the clock. It's 34.36. My goodness me. He would have been well inside the time. But a pole down puts Lorenzo De Luca instead into 6th place. He's not quite actually as fast as Julien Anquetin. 6th place for him, your fastest 4 in the jump off is Julien Anquetin.
Now opening the WS for Sweden, Petronella Andersson.
Over to Sweden and Petronella Andersson now with Opaline de W and S. Only 2 remain in this competition. A couple others withdrawing, Alain Juffert and Michael Duffy. Petronella, though, now on the 4. She won't take the top spots, and Giulia Martinengo Marche is guaranteed a top 2 placing. Over the final line then, 36.81, but a pole down puts Petronella Andersson into 7th place.
A questo punto, signore e signori, quello che è certo che torneremo ad ascoltare l'inno di Mameli questa sera a Verona, perché Giulia Martinengo Marché al comando della gara con 35-87 e il duello finale è tra Giulia Martinengo Marché e, signore e signori, Paolo Paini.
Well, your final competitor then in the jump off here today is going to be Paolo Paini with Casal Daurato. A 9-year-old gelding, the final rider to go, aiming to take the win from Giulia Martinengo Marché. But regardless, it will be a win for Italy. Italian riders will have won every single 5-star class today. This does not look to be quite so quick. And the fence has gone. He's handed the win to Giulia Martinengo Marché. She will be your champion this evening. He's a little wider on these turns. And the penultimate fence comes down as well. So it's 8 and 40.29 seconds for Paolo Paini. Which means that he goes into 13th place, and it is indeed a win for Giulia Martinengo Marché of Italy and Delta dell'Ile. Fabulous performance from the Italian to take the top spot. Mario Stevens will be your second place rider with Starissa FRH, nearly, well, a second and a half slower than Giulia in that second place spot. Kevin Jochems is in third with Camilla van der Helle. Lara Triba is going to be fourth. Julian Anquetin fifth. Renzo De Luca sixth. Petronella Anderson takes the seventh spot. And then further down, Emanuele Gaudiano finishes eighth following his 2 wins earlier in the day. Well, thank you so much for joining us for today's action. I hope you have enjoyed every second as much as I have. Some brilliant competitions, and remember, if you have missed any of the action, you can watch it all back in the FEI.tv archive. Tomorrow we have 2 more 5-star competitions to bring you. The Ego 7 Presents competition, a speed class at 2 p.m. local time, and then finally the winning round competition at 3:30 local time. Sunday then sees us bring you the accumulator and finally the Longines FEI Jumping World Cup of Verona presented by Cask will be at 2:30 p.m. local time on Sunday. But your winner of the Celeria Equipe competition here this evening is, of course, Giulia Martinengo Marché, off to a flying start on day 1. I look forward to taking you through the action as the weekend progresses. Thanks so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Attenzione, informiamo tutti voi che non è finita assolutamente qui, perché cerimonia di premiazione per i grandi protagonisti e poi quello che è il programma sportivo e non solo qui all'interno del padiglione 8 non finisce qui. I 2 appuntamenti, i 2 gare entusiasmanti da seguire assolutamente, che riguardano Italian Champions Tour e poi questa sera il musical equestre di Jessica Notaro. Gentile pubblico di questa sera, di questo pomeriggio, insieme nel padiglione 8 di Fiera Cavalli Verona abbiamo assistito ad una gara strepitosa, fantastica. Il premio Equipe è stata la gara veramente dove abbiamo assaporato il massimo dello sport internazionale quest'oggi, e davanti a tutti, tra i due pilieri che rappresentano il marchio Equipe, c'è l'amazzone numero 1 di questa gara. Gli applausi più grandi sono tutti per lei, il primo graduato Giulia Martinengo Marché. Per festeggiare tutti insieme la vittoria di Giulia Martinengo Marché, ci alziamo in piedi ed ascoltiamo le note dell'inno d'Italia.
Please now be upstanding for the national anthem of the winner, Italy.
Giulia Martinengo Marché, oggi la numero 1 qui a Verona. E la conquista della vittoria dell'Amazzone Azzurra è in sella al straordinario Delta dell'Isle, cavallo con cui ha conquistato la prima posizione. Quest'oggi a premiarla sono Doriano Dallemese e Tania Rigon, i quali titolari di Sellerie Equipe consegnano il trofeo che rappresenta la vittoria dell'Amazzone Azzurra nel premio Equipe. Questa sera è Giulia Martinengo Marché.
Doriano Dallemese e Tania Rigon are awarding the winner with the saddle of Equipe, Giulia Martinengo Marché.
Vedete che Ivano Dallemese e Tania Rigon stanno consegnando il premio speciale, è la sella Equipe della linea EK Allegra Carbon per la prima posizione di Giulia, ed insieme a loro Aldo Manco, rappresentante Italia di Cura Boots, il premio speciale Cura Boots. Ed è così che alle spalle dell'Amazzone Azzurra a conquistare la seconda posizione con i colori della Germania c'è Mario Stevens.
And the second place is for Germany, Mario Stevens.
Mario Stevens che rappresenta tra l'altro lui stesso i colori di Equipe in giro per l'Europa, per il mondo. Il cavaliere tedesco, ambassador di Sellerie Equipe, riceve quest'oggi dalle mani dei titolari Ivano Dallemese e Tania Rigon il premio speciale Equipe, e non solo dalle mani di Aldo Manco, rappresentante Italia Cura Boots, il premio speciale Cura Boots. Quando andiamo invece a conoscere la terza posizione, dove per l'Olanda c'è Kevin Jochems in sella Camilla van der Hel.
And the third place is for the Netherlands with Camilla van der Hel, Kevin Jochems.
Le congratulazioni al cavaliere olandese, il quale riceve il terzo premio. Le congratulazioni per i vertici del premio Equipe questa sera. Italia, Germania, Olanda, ma il quarto posto è stato conquistato dalla Francia, Laura Triba in sella Memphis Z.
And the fourth place for Memphis Z, Laura Triba, France.
L'Amazzone francese riceve le congratulazioni, il premio offerto da Equipe viene consegnato dalle mani dei titolari Ivano Dallemese e Tania Rigon. La stessa cosa naturalmente avviene ancora per la Francia, ma questa volta per Julien Anquetin, che raggiunge la quinta posizione.
And the fifth place for the fastest horse in this jump-off. Faratam, for France, Julien Anquetin.
Noi il nostro grazie lo rivolgiamo alla presenza quest'oggi di Ivano Dallemese insieme a Tania Rigon, titolari di Sellerie Equipe. Un grazie ad Aldo Manco, rappresentante Italia di Cura Boots. Loro hanno premiato i protagonisti del premio Equipe e adesso attenzione, perché a ritmo di musica sarà lei a guidare il giro d'onore, perché stasera vince Giulia Martinengo Marché. Giulia Martinengo Marché.
Mario Stevens.
Kevin Jochems.
Laura Triba.
And Julian Anquetin.
Buonasera a tutti, Parajumping Verona, un applauso ancora a Giulia, l'orgoglio italiano che vince qui a Verona. Io vorrei salutare ovviamente tutto il nostro pubblico e ovviamente salutare anche la nostra console Ica Faccioli. Io sono Ari Fashion e sono prontissima a presentarvi un artista italiano che è ospite qui a Fiera Cavalli 2024 per il Crazy Horse Day by Handman, il cantautore abruzzese che ha raccolto oltre 30 milioni di ascolti in rete. Ci regala un'esibizione del suo ultimo singolo qui al Parajumping di Verona. Ladies and gentlemen, signore e signori, un grande applauso a Dile.
Scarabocchia su un foglio di carta e dedica canzoni a chi non le merita. Lei ama la follia ma non immagina che una relazione tossica la cambierà. Beve tisane prima di dormire, manda messaggi a chi l'ha già fatta soffrire. Lei è quella che indossa sempre una taglia più grande. Lei è una farfalla ma si sente elefante. Lei che si nasconde sempre dentro le canzoni tristi, si giudica allo specchio anche se odia i pregiudizi. Quando si innamora non le viene fame, lancia le monete